If we want to talk a little bit more about identifying the market segments, Cameo is a segmentation tool that is actually available on the internet, and I'll give you a reference at the end which takes you to a PDF document and tells you a huge amount of information about this particular classification system. All you need to know for the moment is there are different ways of actually dividing all of the customers out there into different groups, what we call segments, so that you can actually make your design and development processes and your marketing processes much more effective. It's very difficult to go out and get a message out to 60 million people living in the UK who may be your potential customers. If you actually narrow that down and define a specific target audience who are much more likely to be receptive to your product or service, then it makes it more easy to communicate with them and to target your advertising, as I say, when budgets may be tight. So these are just some of the ways that we may actually divide the marketplace up. And I won't go through them individually, but the first thing you need to think about is whether you have a consumer product or service, or whether it's going to be an industrial or professional market. So is it consumer to consumer, business to business, business to consumer? How are you actually going to look at the product or service that you offer and which market you're targeting it at? And then I've given you some examples of how you can actually divide the customers up. So if we take the socio-economic groups, I've talked about the Cameo classification that you could take, and it takes people at a specific postcode level, looks at their income levels, looks at their lifestyle attributes, and how they actually spend their time and their money. So you can see with those groups of people relevant to receive marketing on your product or service. So the questions that you need to be asking yourself about your business idea or your product is, what is your niche? So where are you actually going to be targeting your product? What makes you stand out to the customers in that segment? Because in many products and services we may be operating in quite a mature marketplace that could be saturated with products and suppliers already. So you need to come along with an idea or a proposition that gives you something different, that people want to listen to your story because you have something different on offer for them. So they're the sorts of questions that you need to be asking at this stage.